This is in continuity with my previous video on Ncert exemplar. We are now on question number 14. It says, after rationalizing the denominator, we get the denominator as, right? So as we can see that we do not have to figure out the numerator, but it's better if you understand the whole working instead of just focusing on the denominator. Right. So what you can see that our denominator is in the form of a minus b. Clearly, for rationalizing, we should multiply it by a plus divided by a plus b. So it's 3 root 3 minus becomes plus. That is 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2. So what I did, the denominator was in the form of a minus b. So we multiplied divided by a plus b. Well, in doing so, what will happen next is we'll write 7 times 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2. And in the denominator, it's in the form of a minus b that multiplied by a plus b. So clearly it is a square minus b square. You must be aware of this. This is a plus b into a minus b, or maybe a minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. So I'll be writing this as 3 root 3 whole square minus 2 root 2 whole square. Now, let the numerator be as it is. This is 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2, and 3 square is 9, and root 3 square is 3, right? 3 root 3 square, 3 square is 9, and root 3 square is 3, so it is 27. Right, same way, this is the square of 2 root 2. The square of 2 is 4, and square of root 2 is 2. 4 into 2 is 8. Now what we'll get here, this is 7 times 3 root 3 plus 2 root 2 and 27 minus 8, which is 19. So as I told you that we are just looking for the denominator here, right? So it is 19. Need to be careful that in such a situation, even if there is a number like some number which divides 19, we should not reduce it because we are just focusing on rationalizing the denominator. Now in question number 15, it says find the value of this root 32 plus root 48 over root 8 plus root 12. Now let's solve one by one. If I ask you in the reduced form, what do you write a root 32 as, right? So under root 32 can be written as 16 into 2. And as you know that under root 16 is 4, so it's 4 root 2. Now likewise, next is under root 48. Under root 48 can be written as 16 into 3, and under root 16 is 4, so it is 4 root 3. This is 4 root 3. Then comes root 8. Root 8 is 4 into 2. We try splitting them into perfect square since 4 is a perfect square. So this under root 4 is 2. So that's why it's 2 root 2. And if I do under root 12, clearly 12 can be written as 4 into 3. Under root 4 is 2. So it's 2 root 3. Now let's write down what we got. I'm replacing under root 32 first. I'm replacing under root 32 here with 4 root 2. This is 4 root 2 plus under root 48. We simplified it and we'll be writing this as 4 root 3. Below you can see it's under root 8, which we simplified as 2 root 2, and under root 12, which is 2 root 3. Now check here, we can take 4 as common in the numerator. So we get root 2 plus root 3. Below you are getting 2 as common from here. So if I take 2 common, we'll get root 2 plus root 3. Now you can see that this gets cancelled. Finally, we get 4 divided by 2, which can be simplified, and 4 over 2 is 2. So therefore, B is the correct option for this question. Now, in question number 16, it says root 2 is 1.414. That's the value of root 2 is. We are asked to take root 2 value as 1.414, and then we have to simplify this. Now, it's very important to remember that we shouldn't place the value of root 2, particularly in the denominator. And in a situation like this, it is necessary that first we simplify it and then place the value of root 2 or maybe root 3, whatever it is given. So let me rationalize this part. So I can write this. This is under root 2 minus 1 over under root 2 plus 1, and there is a whole under root. I'm going to rationalize it. As I said earlier, our denominator is in the form of a plus b. So we should multiply divided by a minus b. So it is root 2 minus 1. Now, if you check the numerator is basically, we have root 2 minus 1 into root 2 minus 1, right? This is root 2 minus 1 multiplied by root 2 minus 1. So a minus b is a minus b whole square. So I'll be writing this as root 2 minus 1 the whole square. Now below, you can see this is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So that should be a square minus b square. That is root 2 square minus 1 square. Now what do you get here? We can clearly see that root 2 minus 1 whole square. Let me write one more step like this only before we simplify the denominator. Let's say if I write this as root 2 minus 1 whole square, this is root 2 squared, which is 2, and 1 square is 1. So that is root 2 minus 1 the whole square, that divided by 1, and we don't write 1 in the denominator. Now check here, this under root 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and finally we'll get root 2 minus 1. Here we will place the value. So the value of root 2. Once we simplified, now we can place the value of root 2, which is 1.4142 minus 1. So it will be 0.4142. So we can see, yeah, C is the correct option for this. In question number 17, we have to get the value of this under root. This is fourth root, cube root 2 square. Now, what we are going to do, step by step, we are going to reduce this radical form. Let's say I kept this fourth root as it is, and I kept this. Now, you can see this is 2 square, and if I remove this cube root, I can write this as 2 over 3. Right. Now, finally, I'm going to remove this fourth root. You know that if your expression is like this is x raised to the power 1 over n. So this is 2 raised to the power 2 over 3. That raised to the power 1 by 4. So this is 2 raised to the power 2 by 12, which can be written as, after reducing, this is 1 times 6 times 2 raised to the power 1 by 6. So we'll say it's C is the correct option for this. In question number 18, we have to find the product of these irrational number. Now you see the first is 2 raised to the power, that's a cube root 2. As you know that an expression, I mean, not an expression, it's a irrational numbers in this can be written in the radical form as 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, right? So this is 2 raised to the power 1 over 3. Similarly, you can write this, that is multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1 by 4. And this can be written as 32 raised to the power 1 by 12. Now, what we can do is I can write 32 in terms of 2 before applying laws of exponent here. It's 2 raised to the power 1 by 4, that multiplied by 32. I can write in terms of 2 as 2 raised to the power 5, and that raised to the power 1 over 12. So this is 2 raised to the power 1 by 3, 2 raised to the power 1 by 4. I can, as you know, power over another power is power multiplied. So it should be 5 multiplied by 1 by 12 is 5 by 12. Now you can see we have the same base here, right? When same bases are multiplied, the powers are added. So this is 2 raised to the power 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 5 by 12. Now, with further simplification, what we are going to do is to take LCM. That's LCM 4, 3, and 12 is 12. The LCM is 12 here. This is 3, 4 times 4. 3 times is 12. 3 into 1 is 3. And 12 one times. And 5 into 12 one time is 12. And 5 into 1 is 5. Now I can write this as 4 plus 3, 7 plus 5, that is 12. So numerator become 12, denominator was 12. So it's 2 raised to the power 1, which is 2 raised to the power 1, which is 2 only. So we'll say that B is the correct option for this. Now let's see how we can do. This is, we are on question number 18. We have to simplify this. Now check what we can do. This I'll write 81 as it is, raised to the power minus 2. And this fourth root, as I told you, that's an exponential form of the, say this is n over here, can be written as x raised to the power 1 over n. So if you do so, I'll be writing this as the fourth power, right? On removing one fourth power, we'll write this as 1 over 4. Now on simplifying it, we are getting minus 2 over 4. So this is 81 raised to the power. On reducing this by 2, we'll get this as minus 1 over 2. Finally, we can write 81 as 9 squared. Our student says, why not writing 3 raised to the power 4? As we are trying to reduce this to power, that's why I wrote 9 raised to the power 2, and that raised to the power minus 1 by 2. Further on multiplying, these two get cancelled and we get 9 raised to the power minus 1, which is 1 over 9. So we'll say that A is the correct option for this. In question number 20, we have to find the value of this. Now, the first thing that we should do is to apply the laws of exponent. We can see that we have the same bases, and when the same bases are multiplied, the powers are added. So it should be written as 256 raised to the power, this is 0.16 plus 0.09. So this can be written as 256 raised to the power 0.25. This is 256. I can write 0.25 as 25 over 100, which can be reduced and written as 1 by 4. So this is 256 raised to the power 1 by 4. I can write 256 as 4 raised to the power 4. That divided that whole power 1 by 4. So this is 4 raised to the power. If you multiply 4 with 1 by 4, we are getting 4 by 4. This get cancelled. That is equal to 4 raised to the power 1, which is nothing but 4. So we'll say that A is the correct option for this. Now we are on the last section of this MCQ. It says 21 question, which of this is equal to x? That means we have to simplify them and figure out which of them is equal to 1. Let's say if I start with the first one, as you can see here, that they can, laws of exponents is not applicable in case of addition or subtraction. So we keep this as it is, and this is clearly not equal to, this is not equal to x, so we'll discard this. Now let's simplify this one. I can see this is x raised to the power 4 raised to the power 1 by 3, which is nothing but 4 by 3. And this 12th power can be written as 1 by 12 in the exponential form. Now if I multiply them, it's 4 by 3 into 1 by 12. On reducing, we are getting this as x raised to the power 1 by 9. Clearly, this is not equal to x, so this is also not correct. Let me first do this part. If I simplify this, as you can see that, why not start with C part first? In the C part, this is x raised to the power 3 whole under root that raised to the power 2 by 3. If I remove this under root, clearly I have to write this as 3 over 2. And that raised to the power 2 by 3. So on multiplying, these get cancelled. So we get x is equal to x raised to the power 1, which is x only. Well, we got this as 1. Now, That's the correct answer. But let me also solve this one. What generally a student at not mindful in the examination may cancel this and write this as x square or something like that. So we shouldn't do that, right? When the bases are multiplied, the powers are added. So clearly this is x raised to the power 12 by 7 added with 7 by 12. On simplifying this, right? On taking LCM, what we are going to get this as x raised to the power that's 193 divided by 84, and that is not equal to x. Therefore, C is the correct option for this. And I will continue with this in the next video, where we'll be solving the next exercise of this chapter, number system, NCERT exemplar.